Hi, folks. This is Lee with the Market Sense for the week of April 7th, 2020. The charts in this presentation come from the Trade Navigator software, which is provided by Gettess. And this is our weekly bond market chart. And you can see bonds are behaving about as we've expected. This massive range between like 192 and 167, they may stay within that range for the rest of the year. That would be no surprise at all. Um, the one thing that is kind of impressive as you look at this is they are, even though 3 of the last 4 weeks have gone below that green moving average, they don't close below it. They continue to close above it, and that is impressive. They have not closed below it since last year. Back here, that's the last week of last year. They've been above it all year, which is impressive. Doesn't mean it'll last, but anyway, there's still potential for upside. If you want to have something to look at this week, we kind of look at resistance in the 182.10 area. Let's call support 173.20, and that middle moving average, by the way, is around 178.24. So whether they close above or below that will be interesting. But support 73.20, resistance 82.10. If either of those things break, it's not the end of the world because we're still looking at this big range as being the real important thing in terms of getting a directional move. But that's something that might be worth looking at this week. In stocks, we've actually had quite a bit of rally this week, but the move from this high down back below this upper band here, that's all happened on Tuesday. That high was during the day Tuesday, and then they came back down and closed below that. Now, that's a potential negative sign, but on the other hand, they gapped up above the moving average, and if you look back up here at the top, that's how this move down started. They had just made new highs, and they gapped the moving average and then just took off. Well, here they've kind of done the same thing. They gapped up above the moving average on the weekly open, and as long as that remains, that could be positive. But this low right here, the 2840 low, until they get above that, and I mean get above it and start trading above it, not just poke above it and come back. Until they get above that, I still think the probabilities are that we're going to new lows. This week, this moving average here is 2450. Again, as long as they hold above that, that would be quite impressive. But if they don't, we're looking at 2285 down here is this moving average. And again, I really think they're probably going to new lows. But the toughest part about this market right now is we're trading numbers that have nothing to do with the market. And what I mean by that is we're basically trading numbers of new cases of COVID-19 and unfortunately numbers of deaths. Harsh but true, that's what we're looking at. If those numbers continue to get better, then the market participants believe that the economy will improve and that'll be supportive for the market. If they take a downturn or if they don't get better soon, then the market will get tired of waiting and will dump again. I'm not enough of a scientist to understand how those numbers will work, but it's a dangerous thing to be looking at. We get one day where things look better and people get excited, and then the next day they're bad again. Hard enough to trade markets without being driven by something that really has nothing to do with the market at all. So, unfortunately, that's all we've got for you today. I hope you can find something you can get yourself into that makes